but that's all right. It's me and you. We got a special kind of friendship.
I am not your friend.
Sure you are. Fishing buddy?
There you are, fishing buddy. I love that movie, dude. I really do.
I love Vince Vaughn, period.
Yes.
Yeah,
Who
it's on
doesn't?
here.
Wait.
Who doesn't love him? Come on.
And here's the thing. You love him, but the guy is so good that when I see that scene, I fucking despise him, and I would have unloaded that gun on him.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, just so you understand, in that movie, he is a psychopathic killer, but he really does have a bond with this character that he frames for murder, but then while he's in jail, kills somebody else, so they have to let him go.
Yeah,
and it's somebody that he likes, and he's really angry, but at the same time, he can't kill him.
Okay,
it's like
okay. So say no more because I'm watching it today.
All right. I think I like that Ridley Scott didn't want to direct it. I'm glad that he just produced it and let somebody else that can handle that kind of film, that kind of black comedy. And it is my favorite Joaquin Phoenix film, because I'm not that big a fan of Joaquin Phoenix, but he does some roles. Like, I like the movie Her a lot.
Yeah.
I thought that was an outstanding film with him. It's when he's like, he did that Buffaloes or whatever that movie was, Army movie. I didn't like that movie. I would say about half of what he does I don't like. And it's not his fault. It's just simply the movie shit to me. And just not going to like it. But he was in this other film I really liked. I Was Never Really Here.
Yeah.
And that is a powerful movie.
Is that the one where he's like a hitman or something like that?
He's not quite, but kinda.
Okay.
He's
a fixer or something.
Fixer, an enforcer, and he ends up, getting hired. He's kind of a detective too.
Yeah.
And he suffers from severe PTSD, to where he is S-sidal. And he has kind of an ongoing fantasy of it. And it's even all the way to the very end. And you think, oh my God, he did it. And he's in a cafe at a table and he does, you're like, oh my God, he did it. And he didn't. And it was all in his mind, because by the end of the film, he's been trying to find purpose, and he found purpose by the end of the film. And I like that. Like I said, it's a tough film. It's got some great violence in it. Like Hammer Time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot.
Hammer Time.
1, 2, Hammer Time. Damn.
Yeah, now you're making me want to play that video.
No, don't you dare.
Why? What's the matter with MC Hammer? What's the matter with the MC?
I'm trying. Oh God, Martin, I'm trying so hard. Oh Lord.
Catch it, Martin.
He kicks me out because I love MC Hammer?
No.
Really?
Yeah, Martin did. He's a poor.
He's out for their opinions.
A good person.
Scenes. And thank you again for the scenes. StreamYard.
Yeah. That's what we're calling it now. Gary changing scenes. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I know the secret agenda, Martin. I know.
I have no secrets.
Oh, that's
that you know about.
That
Did you take it out, Martin? You took it away.
No,
didn't you?
no,
because it's not in here.
No.
If you delete that video, I'm going to delete the beaver. Because if I have to suffer that fugly thing, you can live with that clip.
That's right.
Oh, thank you for reminding me, Anima.
Yes.
Today's
No,
episode was brought to you by Backdoor Beaver, made with real beaver anal gland butter. It's so delicious. You can order it directly through our website.
Yikes.
Thank
I wouldn't
God
mind
that thing
making
was sold out when you found it.
Imagine selling the refill packs for the beaver.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
That guy, he actually does reviews of all the fast food joints and stuff.
Yep.
Yep.
And then, of course, I don't want to forget this video.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Downey just cracks me up with his very dry, straight delivery of that. It's like,
what movie is that?
The Stupids. It was a John Landis film with Tom Arnold and his moronic family. They're like really fucking moronic. And he sings the song, I'm My Own Grandpa.
Oh
no.
In fact, it's not long after that little diatribe by Downey. I see Gambit is he's marking the fucking chat with his sent. It's all over. I mean, look at that. Unbelievable. And so Gambit is here. Of course, our buddy Snorty is here. How Snorty?
You know what that means now.
Oh, yes, of course.
Here we
I was doing it. I did the Snorty. Penny is here, and so is Sally Ford. Hi, Sally. Hi, Penny. Slasher Fred is here. You're crazy to know who I am, aren't you, Jack Griffin? And this is the only film with Claude Rains as the Invisible Man.
The only one.
Yeah,
and the only reason why I knew it before watching it was because of the lyrics of Sci-Fi double feature from Rocky Horror. That's the only reason why I knew who was in it before I even watched it. Claude Rains is the Invisible Man.
Mick Hammer did samples of two classic songs, Rick James, Super Freak, and Prince's When Doves Cry. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see. So I was really thrown off by some of the documentaries out there. They call him Lemley. And when I was a kid, I was told it's pronounced Lamel.
For me, seeing the letters and being a non-native speaking of English, I think of pronouncing it Lemley.
Yeah, see, that's what everybody said. But because I had that told to me as a kid, it stuck in my head. So trying to unlearn that is next to impossible. And it annoys me. If that's really how his name's supposed to be pronounced, I was taught wrong because it's stuck in my fucking head. And so I'm annoyed by it. Anyway, Slasher Fred guessed it. Yep, that's right. The Stupids with Tom Arnold. And it was really, this is after Landis's career was over. And it kind of sucks, you know, but he got involved with that situation as the director where some of his cast were killed.
Yeah, and they broke some of the rules of underagers working at a certain time of day, and he broke a few rules doing that. Yeah,
but he was pressured into it by Steven Spielberg.
Yep,
and Steven Spielberg didn't even get a slap on the wrist.
Nope, he took the bullet, and his career took the bullet for it too.
Involuntary manslaughter is what he was charged with, and then he was let off because they said, look, it wasn't your actions, it was your decisions. And that poor helicopter pilot, all of them, it's fucked up, man.
Just to put it in context, guys, if you don't know what he's talking about, there is a scene in the Twilight Zone film and the section of it with Vic Morrow, He's a bigot, and they cut out part of the Vietnam part because he was it 2 kids he was carrying out of the war zone, something like that?
All
Yeah.
3 of them. Yeah, he
Yeah.
had 2 of them he was trying to rescue in the
And-
movie.
And the
as he's
helicopter
running out in
crashed.
the water,
Yep.
there was a sudden updraft of heat from the explosion. And it caused the helicopter to tilt, lost control, went into the water, and the blades hit them and cut off the top part of their body about here.
Mhm.
I've seen the footage, and I don't recommend watching it.
I've
No
seen a
point
bad something of it taken from a ways away on the set. I haven't seen the actual filmed footage, but yeah, it was.
He
it
would
was
have had
bad. It was a bad thing for him because I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, he was breaking a few rules, and look, accountability is accountability. He knew he was breaking the rules when he did it, so but he was
And-
pressured by Spielberg to do it. Yeah. Mhm.
a lot of people don't know this, is that Jennifer Jason Leigh was Vic Morrow's daughter. And she was awarded so much money from the studio for their death. But I looked at the amount, and I'm like, no, it should have been much higher for what they did.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's funny, I'm telling you, it was rough back in the 80s, and I couldn't believe they released the movie, to be honest with you.
Well, they just cut that
Because
out. They changed the ending of the spot.
They
Yeah.
changed the ending, and
Mhm.
I don't think it works. It
No, it
didn't work
doesn't.
very well. It just sort of just ends abruptly with him in the train, like he's going to the camps.
It they make it look like he's going to die in a gas chamber, but you don't know.
Yeah.
You know.
No, because what was really going to happen was he kept hopping through time, and he ends up going to Vietnam and realizes his personal shortcomings and rescues those children, and by thus doing that, gets to return to his life. It's kind of like a variant of Bill Murray's movie.
Yeah.
Being stuck in the same day over and over again. And
Yeah,
it was
Groundhog Day.
sort of
Yeah.
like that, where at the end, after he discovers really what's wrong with
the
him.
classic tale Scrooge is pretty much the same thing. This guy's
it's-
been a shitheel his whole life, and now all of a sudden he has an epiphany and changes his ways. Yeah.
He's shown what he is.
Mhm.
And when somebody has to look at their life and see it for what it really is, it usually has that kind of impact on them. And you're right, the Christmas Carol is a good example of that too.
Mhm.
Sorry, Vic Morrow and the Vietnamese kids. I'm willing to bet Spielberg was there that night. No, he was elsewhere. He was working on another film, and but he was constantly on conference calls pressuring Landis to speed up, get this done, and by doing that, he broke the rules of these kids being on set. And I also put some of the pressure on, the parents for allowing it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not like they were oblivious. There's certain laws about children and working in a working environment, period, whether it's at McDonald's or on a movie set. They're not supposed to work after a certain time of day. And they broke those rules, clearly, so. Yeah.
I'm going to look it up real quick. I say quick. It's a long sentence I wrote out, so it's not really that quick. He wasn't on the set at the time. He was working because it was 82, and I'm trying to remember what he was working on at the same time. He was directing something else. Okay, let me ask this way. What film was Spielberg making in 1982? No, he shot that in 81, you motherfuckers. I fucking hate AI.
Well,
Yeah, I wish there was a way to turn it off.
there is a way. in your browser config, you can say you can turn off the summary, the AI summaries.
Okay, I'm going to use its logic against itself.
Well, if you just look at what came out in the 2 years past that,
Well, that's what I'm looking for. I
Yeah.
did that. That's exactly
Indiana
what I
Jones
did.
and the Temple of Doom was the next big movie that came out in '84. So
Yes,
that's
but
probably
he
what
was working on that in '83.
All they've got listed for '83 is the Twilight Zone. That's it.
Well, '82 is what it shows him working on is Twilight Zone, and he wasn't working on it. He directed one scene, and that might be it. Okay, right there. His segment was Kick the Can, one with I just forgot his name, Scatman Crothers,
right?
Which was a remake of an episode. It was really good, and that's what he was working on. He was elsewhere. He was like in a town where they shot that. It might have been on. I don't think it was backlit. I think that was shot at a location. So that's what he was doing. He was shooting his segment of the Twilight Zone. Groundhog Day was originally supposed to have a twist where Andy McDowell would be the next victim trapped in a repetitive universe. Well, if we got a sequel, that would have been interesting. And but we didn't get one because Bill Murray became a complete cunt towards Harold Ramis. And because Harold Ramis called him out on his bullshit. Look, you fucked up your marriage. Don't be pissed at her and don't take it out on us. You know, he just called him out on the set, and their friendship was dead. They'd been friends for 20 years at that point. You know, and fuck, man, he's a sensitive prick. But he's funny as shit. Don't get me wrong. I fucking love Bill Murray. I used to, because when I was in Illinois, I used to watch him. He'd be at all the games, and Harry Carey would be announcing, and then he would pop up in the box with Harry Carey. And in fact, when Harry Carey got sick, he would sit in for him and announce the fucking game. You know, fuck, man. I'm a big Bill Murray fan, but I love the whole Murray family. I think they're all hilarious. Do you know that? Yeah. Have you? Because like,
what's his name? Dave? Is it? Which one is in Caddyshack? The one that's running the Caddyshack.
That's Brian Doyle Murray.
Brian Doyle. Okay, that's it. Yeah, I dig him. I think he's funny.
And he was already making money in Hollywood when Bill came up. Bill was not the first Murray to make it big.
Yeah.
Brian Doyle was in movies and TV shows.
Didn't he play? I think he played the guy that shot. Oh God, what's his name? He was in JFK. He played the guy that shot the assassin. He shot Lee Harvey Oswald. That guy. Ruby.
No, that was
he played Ruby.
Oh, Ruby. Yes, he played Ruby.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought you were saying
no, not Gary Oldman. I know who that
Gary
is.
Oldman
I couldn't think of their names of the characters right away, but yeah, he plays Jack Ruby in JFK.
And I consider that the single most obscure role that Gary Oldman ever played.
And you know, it was the first thing I ever saw him in, and man, the guy is a human chameleon. I love the dude. You know, he's one of those guys you could see 2 movies of him and not recognize him from one movie to another. You know what I mean?
Yep.
He's really good.
And he did a movie with Kevin Bacon back in the 80s that I really fucking liked. And it was a murder thriller. And it was they did 2 movies together. A lot of people don't know that. He and Kevin Bacon did 2 movies together. And the first one he did was back in the 80s, and it was about, I think it was criminal law or something like that. Give me a second. I'll look it up. Criminal law. I fucking nailed it. 1988. He plays an American attorney that represents Kevin Bacon, and he finds out while he's representing him, he really is a killer, a serial killer.
Primal Instinct, like even.
Yeah, 1988. I fucking loved him in that, but I saw him in a movie before that I thought was hilarious. Was Prick Up Your Ears, which is a biopic about a playwright who gets murdered by his gay roommate. It was Hammer Time, by the way. Totally Hammer Time. Used a hammer. And then he did a movie that I wasn't even aware who he was at the time, back in '86, called Sid and Nancy, that he played Sid Vicious. And I went back and I'm like, oh my God, that is Gary Oldman.
Yep.
And when I was in the Army, I saw this video at the local family video called Chattahoochee about a chain gang movie. And it was really good. He was in that one. And then, of course, he was with Ed Harris and Sean Penn in the movie State of Grace, which I really like. But my favorite movie with Gary Oldman will always be, yes, Dracula. Number 2, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead.
Yeah.
That's my number 2 favorite Gary Oldman movie of all time. Because it was number 1, but then Dracula kicked his ass, and I'm like, all right, okay, that's my favorite now. Second film.
And what about The Professional?
I was fixing to say my favorite is The Professional, and Dracula's number 2. Dracula's number 2, but he's awesome.
No, it would be like third if I think back, because let's just go through his movies real quick. Murder in the First is the second movie that he did with Kevin Bacon, and that's the movie where he runs the prison and he hamstrings Kevin Bacon's character, slices his hamstring so he can't escape. It's a good movie, but not one of my favorites. The Scarlet Letter, hated it. Basquiat, I hated it. That was another biopic he was in. Fifth Element, I am not a fan of that movie.
I'm not either. Thank God. Somebody else thinks the way I do.
I'll be the black sheep because I love it.
Oh, whatever.
It was for me. It was a silly movie. Air Force One, great fucking movie. Lost in Space.
He's on. I forgot about that one.
Yes, Dr. Smith in Lost in Space.
Yeah,
like through the pain. When he does it.
Yeah.
Will, my boy. I fucking love the way he owned that fucking role.
Yeah.
Guys, I need to interrupt you. We're presenting our slideshow.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead, start it. I like the movie The Contender that was directed by a gentleman who's been on our show. The director. We've had him on here. And Hannibal, which I liked as a sequel to what do you call it? Silence of the Lambs. I thought it was a really good movie.
And as you can see, the slideshow, it's invisible.
There we go. So Greg the Bunny was a weird movie he was in that I enjoyed. Interstate 60 was enjoyable. Both those films, not great. I'm not going to count those. I've never seen Tiptoes. But after watching the trailer and laughing my ass off, I want to see it. That's where he plays a dwarf.
Wow.
In a role of a lifetime, as they say in the trailer. And Gary Oldman, in a role of a lifetime. They got Matthew McConaughey on Two Bears, One Cave. And Tom Segura interviewed him. And he had never seen the trailer for that. And he was in hysterical laughter, finally seeing that trailer. And he says, oh, now I've got to see the movie. He's never even watched the movie he was in. Because he plays Gary Oldman's normal brother while Gary Oldman suffers from dwarfism. God damn it. I liked him in the Harry Potter film. I loved him in Batman as Jim Gordon. God, he was good in that.
Yep.
I did not like Backwoods. I didn't think it was very well written. Never saw these Spyro movies. God, he did 4 of them? Jeez. Then he did that horror film, The Unborn. I didn't like that. Again, I didn't like the writing. I did not like the animated Disney Christmas Carol film where he played Bob Cratchit, the 3D animated one. It was in 3D. We watched it in 3D. He was great in the Call of Duty Black Ops game as Victor Reznov. Kung Fu Panda was okay. Let's see. Great. Oh my God. Another great film. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Yeah. Good stuff.
He's in the movie Lawless. I didn't think that was all that great a film.
It was all right.
Let's
That's
see.
the bootlegging movie, wasn't it?
Yep.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
And Wasn't it
Shia
Shia
LaBeouf.
LaBeouf?
Yeah.
Shia LaBeouf?
Boof.
Oof.
Paranoia, which was a terrible movie that Gary Oldman got to work with Harrison Ford again on. I did not like RoboCop remake.
No.
I liked the Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I thought that was a good film.
Yeah.
Again with Shia LaBeouf, he did the movie Man Down, which I didn't think was very good. He's good in Quaker Wells in the Kevin Costner movie Criminal. I love that movie. We will do that movie. There are three Costner films I want to do, and a fourth one for potentiality we might do, which is I want to do Criminal, and then I want to do Kevin Costner's other movie, 3 Days to Kill, and then I want to do his film Tin Cup.
Tin Cup, yeah.
Because I fucking love those movies.
Oh, yeah.
And he's done some films I think that were just for the fucking paycheck. The Courier, which was the gender bending action film with that bitch that played Batwoman on TV. Terrible. She's a terrible actor. He did a film that was halfway decent. He played the part of Herman Mankiewicz in the movie Mank. It was halfway good. And haven't seen it. I watched The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, and I hate that fucking movie. Loved the first one, hated the second one. And then he did Oppenheimer. He played Harry Truman. Great scene. That's one where he tells his secretary, "Don't you ever let that man back
in here."
And then he does the TV show since 22, Slow Horses, which I think the first 2 seasons were great. And I think there's 3 seasons now, or 4 seasons. 4 seasons. No?
Don't know.
Hold on, let me see.
I haven't watched it.
5 seasons total. 5 seasons, and the show is gradually gotten worse, but it's not his fault. It's the DEI shit from Britain that's ruining it. Because again, they've made the villain white supremacist for the new season. Trying to start a war. And I'm like, oh my God, you guys can't fucking help yourselves.
I didn't hear you mention his Academy Award one, man. Darkest Hour.
I never seen it.
Oh, okay.
I have not seen it. And I want to see it because I heard it was the role of his lifetime. And I'm like, better than
What was
Dracula.
really cool was his acceptance speech at the Academy Awards. British guy that now lives in America and loves this country. And it was so nice to see somebody get up there and be grateful about everything. You know what I mean?
Another actor like that is Anthony Hopkins. He's done the same thing.
Yeah.
He loves being an American.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't deny his Welsh roots of where he's from. But the fact is he loves America. Craig Ferguson loves this country so much. He has the "Do Not Tread on Me" tattooed to his forearm.
Wow.
I bet he
We
regrets
need to
it
bring
now,
him
though.
back. You want to save late night? Bring back Craig Ferguson, please. And give him nothing but female guests. And you'll have a hit on your hands.
Yep. Oh, by the way, Gambit, Una O'Connor had previously been in a picture called Cavalcade, and that's why Whale wanted her. Yeah, absolutely. He wanted her for that. But we watched the documentary on the film, and they got a little bit into James Whale and what he went through, because when they sold Universal, because they were going broke, they sold Universal, and the new owners reneged on his contract, and I think it's because he was gay, openly gay. Not to the public, but openly gay within the studio. They knew he was gay. I think that they canceled. He did one of their biggest hits, Showboat, based off of the stage play. And this is how bad it was. The new owners cut the Harlem scene, which was apparently one of the best numbers, because I think they were racist too. Because the Harlem scene was a black musical. Apparently they were racists. Yeah. I'm so sorry. I had no idea that we had a racist working here. And by the way, guys, I hope you guys show up this Saturday, because the members show, we're going to be talking about 2 actresses who died this week. And the first one, of course, being June Lockhart, who I can't imagine being a boy in the 60s not having a huge crush on her, because I sure did. She was the ultimate mom. And then, of course, Faulty Towers star Prunella Scales died too, age 93. So we lost both actors.
Yeah, she was on Faulty Towers, wasn't she?
Yeah, I said Faulty Towers star.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was my lead-in. Pay attention, dude. Whatever you're doing over there, stop it.
I'm sorry. I was working on
No,
something.
stop looking at porn while we're doing a show.
I have got a show at 5:30. I'm doing some things. Stop it.
It's not porn. Those are references,
not
images.
Right?
Reference images.
Is only.
I can't help it that all of them are naked and have tits. And for some reason, touching themselves down below. By the way, there's one actress, man, he loved working with her so much. She is just a human caricature of a British woman with the screaming, the howling, the complaining, the high-pitched voice, like right out of Monty Python, you know. And she was so fucking funny. I laughed so hard at her when she's fucking screaming in Invisible Man.
No,
Every time
she's so overdoing it, but it works. It's hilarious.
I found it. I know that's the intention, but I found it so annoying. I would like to see. Did she ever do any serious character, or was she a comedy actor? Do you know?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading what Sasha
Pay
said.
attention,
Right,
Gary.
yeah. I am. I'm paying attention to our chat. I didn't know that. So Elizabeth Moss was in that episode. I got to go back and watch it because I watched every episode. I love that show. But ask me again, Martin. I apologize.
Oh, Una what?
Una O'Connor.
Did she ever do any serious character, or was she a comedic actress?
I think she only did caricatures, and that's what he loved about her, because apparently he felt that her personality was the closest to his own. The exaggeration, because he was a stage actor. If you didn't know that, James Whale, and but Una played. No, she played some drama, because I remember she played like a nun. Hold on, she played a nun in a movie.
The face and the voice like that. She's made for comic stuff.
Oh yeah, she's always doing comedy, but she did this one film. Hold on, I just went over to her page. See if I can find it. Fighting Father Dunn. It is a comedy, but she does kind of play it straight at times in that film, which was really good. There's a few films, because I read this to you before. She was in The Return of Monte Cristo, and I like that film. Oh, and she's in another film that is a drama, The Bells of St. Mary's, and again, she plays I think she's one of the teachers at the Boys Town. So,
by the way, I'm owning a video for Tim, so like we're pressed
at any time, dude.
Yeah, we're pressed from time, so I'm gonna go with the short one.
There's some pictures of civilian casualties.
Fuck you, Tim.
Ouch.
Yeah, I've been pretty much talking to Tim all day today, off and on.
And we have Awesome One.
Oh, Awesome One. It's always good to see you when you drop in. Joe's unwrapped. Read that. Joe's unwrapped the wrappings on his back door. Oh no, he did a breach.
We didn't have one in ages,
and he involved me in the breach. I'm gonna get you for that, Awesome One.
Let's see.
In your chat too, Joe.
Yeah,
I gotta tell you, this is really become one of my favorite backdoor videos. I really like it. I like the movie. I love the film Goonies.
And you were in deep, absolutely the deepest.
Shit, Ma.
I don't like that language, but that's exactly what you're going to be in. And you, Jada, use the back door from now on, okay?
Dada. Fucking good stuff. Good to see you, awesome one.
Hail, awesome one.
But yeah, so on Saturday, we're going to be talking about those two. Mostly I'm going to talk about Faulty Towers because I'm such a fan of that show. I laughed so fucking hard at the way she was the straight man to John Cleese's Basil. Basil! She would yell, Basil! And he would sometimes he'd shake his fist at her where she couldn't see it because he was a coward. Gloria Stewart in The Old Dark House, which I love that movie. I love that movie. And it's so underappreciated and misunderstood because people look at it and they see Karloff's makeup and they don't realize that it's a little cheeky in its humor. And but also you think that because of the way they look, that person's the villain. And you discover later that he's not really a villain. And he just looks like one. And I like the way they did that. It was very ironic kind of film. Speaking of comedy, this movie has some, oh, good God, this movie absolutely is a comedy. Anybody who thinks that this movie is not a comedy doesn't understand that James Whale had his tongue firmly planted in another guy's ass or his cheek.
Oh my God, dude.
Ew.
Yeah, you didn't expect that. So yeah, I went there. But no, he firmly planted it in his cheek. This movie's very cheeky. And that's where the word cheeky comes from, by the way.
Okay.
I love that rye whiskey.
Yeah, there's rye and whiskey.
And rum.
Rum up above the bigger barrel.
I don't know,
what that
Tim.
is
Should we even mention that piece of shit?
Oh,
Wait, what?
Read the comments.
Which one?
Yeah, Gary, you need to say something about the Anne Frank play. I don't know.
Oh, you already know what I fucking think of that. Anima read it too, the article. And it's just,
It's
they should be
insulting.
ashamed of themselves.
Yeah.
You do not do a fucking musical dance play about Anne Frank with your tongue in your cheek. You don't get to do that. That's a lack of reverence, or what we refer to as irreverent. And I am not a fan of irreverence when it comes to biopics. You can do that with other characters, but not Anne Frank. And they are absolutely being disrespectful with, and it says this disrespectful play is gonna save Broadway. And I'm like, I hope it burns. Nobody gets hurt. I don't want anybody hurt. But that
No, it wasn't even on Broadway. It wasn't
Springtime for Hitler was a
That's
joke.
different.
That's a joke.
That's different, though.
Really doing it, though?
You can be irreverent when it comes to Adolf, okay?
Yeah, you can joke about him all you want, but not
You don't
Anne
make
Frank.
jokes, and you don't
Her
show
story
a
is
lack
tragic.
of reverence
Yeah.
to Anne Frank.
Yeah.
And it's just disgusting what they do. Una screams like a parrot. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, going, ah. And that is absolutely, it's so campy. And as one historian said, nothing is more gay than Cam. And so, that's where you see his gayness come out, is his campy humor. And I like that. I happen to like Cam. Now, I don't think that's true with Batman, because I don't think anybody directly involved with the making of that series in '66 was of that persuasion. But that TV show is absolutely campy as hell.
Yep.
These movies came up before there was any CGI. And what they used at this time, it's still the same process slasher. It's called matting. They use the matting process. And for this film, and I'm going to show you now, I'm going to remove this. So for this film, to achieve this, in the movie, they did this. He wore black, and it would look for black, and they were able to remove it, and creating that matting process. And it's amazing how they pulled some of this shit off. It
He
got
was
better.
miserable though. That
Oh,
suit
yeah.
was so tight. He was basically blind and deaf, and he passed out multiple times because it was so hot.
Yep. Especially when they had to do the plaster on his face, and they used the straw, and he's blind in one eye, 90% blind in one eye, because a lot of people know this. He served in World War I, and he got gassed in the trenches.
Damaged his voice too.
Yep. And that's where he got his distinct sound of his voice. And he trained to get rid of his Cockney accent. And it causes him to excessively roll his R's. Really? And he does it in the movie. Really? There is no, it's just anytime there's an R, he rolls a bit. And that's from that overacting training that he learned from being on stage. Because on stage, you're pretty far away from your audience.
So you've got to
And
project. Yeah.
Project. Exactly. And a lot of people don't know this. It's just like with opera, you use your diaphragm.
Right.
To do that. So that was how they did this. And they would do full body suit, black, and he would put clothes on over top of it. So the black would disappear. But you can still, when you watch it in HD, you can actually still see hints of the black suit where there's light on it. And but his humor too, like when he's skipping along the road, like singing the little song about in the month of May, fucking hilarious shit. Takes a bicycle to drive 50 feet. It's just for no reason. Here's your bicycle, you fools. Throws the bike at him. Fucking great stuff, man. I did have a problem with one tiny scene where they say call the police, and that's not what somebody at that period of time would say in Britain. Anybody?
Constable, right?
That's right. They would ask, get the constable. Only people around London began calling that at the turn of the century. Anybody out in a country like this would have referred to him as a constable. Manuel is one of the funniest fucking characters, and he actually knocked him out once. He thought he had the prop frying pan, and he had the real thing, and he clocked Manuel on the head and knocked him unconscious, and he had to get stitched.
Oh, that was one of the episodes that we watched.
Yeah, fucking clocked him. John Cleese, man, I love that show.
We need to go back to that. Yeah.
Also, well, we have to before this Saturday. The Invisible Man is also a serial killer because there's a scene where he causes a train wreck. And he does kill. Like, to become a serial killer, you have to kill more than two people.
Yeah. No, he's not a serial killer because he's not following a pattern. He is a mass murderer.
And I think you're right there. I think technically he's not a serial killer. He's what would be referred to back then as either a spree killer or a psychopathic killer.
Well, a drug turns him into a monster. It takes away his sanity.
Like when he brings up his fiance, he actually really how could I forget her?
When she comes, when she shows up, he realizes that he has forgotten about her. That's one of the few moments where he's clear and not crazy.
So this is something they mastered later without using the puppet head. They would film the puppet head here, the back of it, because it's hollow, okay, based off of the shape of his face. And so they created this mannequin head that's actually acrylic covered gauze, so it holds its shape. I think they used, I'm not sure if they used acrylic or some sort of clear plastic at the time to make this head. And that way you could see the back of it. But when they cut from this to the other people and then back, it's now the black matting process, so you don't see the back of the head anymore. it just cuts off because they didn't know how to do that then. Later, they had some amazing tricks. By the last Invisible Man, I think it's called The Revenge of the Invisible Man in the 50s, they had mastered this process so well that as he is running in transforming invisible, it almost like a glass bubble, the effect they did. And I was shocked at how well they did that in the 50s. Because they didn't have the blue screen process. They were still using the black matting process. And eventually blue screen came next at the end of the 50s, early 60s. Was Claude Rains annoyed when they told him he wouldn't be appearing in a lot of the Invisible Man? No, he signed that agreement, Snort. I know it's a joke, but I'm answering you seriously.
No, he's not Pedro Pascal. No.
Appear. He was troubled. He had problems with it, and he was afraid of playing this role because he's like, how am I going to act when they can't even see me? But Wales says, trust me, because he was hired for one reason and one reason only.
His voice.
Voice.
Yep.
He conveyed everything verbally that was needed, even the comedy. John P. Fulton managed the so-called invisible special effects. Yep.
Yeah,
it wasn't so much that he was disfigured. He was blinded and it burned his vocal folds. In Abbott and now, maybe down below, I don't know what he looked like without a shirt on, but in Abbott and Costello Meet the Invisible Man, Claude Rains' portrait is hanging on the wall when Tommy Nelson is told about the drug. I didn't know that. I haven't seen that movie in years. I need to go back. I want to do all the Universal monster films, including all of the Abbott and Costello.
Tim sent us this. Claude Rains in his uniform.
Yeah, I've seen that one before. Yeah, he was a handsome dude, man. And I loved his acting. Yes, it was over the top. The 1930s hired a lot of stage actors. And so they were used to stage acting, which, like I said, you project. And but they got better. Claude Rains became more subdued as time went by. And I love his version of the Phantom of the Opera.
Well, in The Invisible Man, he's mostly voice acting. You don't see his face only in the very last
until he
shot.
dies. Yeah, when he dies. And of course, I try to explain. Here's and the movie was very true to H.G. Wells' book. And I want to point this out that H.G. Wells supposedly has never said anything about this film, but that's not true. He did say that he appreciated that they adhered to the story in the book. And he said he appreciated that. He's never glorified the film or anything like that, but he said, I appreciated that they adhered to it, because he was alive when this movie came out. But the reason he was hesitant to rave about films is because the previous film, which also had Bela Lugosi in it, was The Island of Dr. Moreau. But the name of the film was The Island of, I forget what they called it. I didn't like the renaming. Stick to the name of the book. And he felt that they misunderstood or intentionally changed a lot of the social satire that's in the story. And that made him mad. So he didn't like it. This one, I think he liked. And he just was afraid to say too much about it because they did stick to the book. And he appreciated the humor because he was actually a very funny guy. People don't know that. H.G. Wells was very funny. I love this scene where he's dancing around the thing, singing. And then when they go to grab him, all they get is his shirt.
It looked so cool, too, the dancing shirt.
And I love the buffoonery of this constable is so funny. He's always got that look. He looks like that actress that took over as Doctor Who for a while. Always got her mouth open, like she doesn't know what's going on. Go look at stills from the show. Her mouth is always fucking open like a carp. I was like, what the fuck, man? She was a horrible doctor. And I'm not saying it because she was a woman. I'm saying it because she was a horrible doctor. I could have tolerated if she was better. But is Andrew Sachs dead too? I can't remember. Andrew Sachs. I don't know. Let me go look it up. Apparently, he doesn't have access to Google.
Only to IMDb.
Because he's the actor that played Manuel, by the way, on Fawlty Towers. And in my opinion, he was one of the best parts of the show. His misunderstanding of English drove so much comedy on that show. And his broken English reminds me of Martin. Martin.
I can't imagine why.
H.U.L.'s great grandson. Yes, he made the remake with Guy Pearce of The Time Machine. It was not good. And it made me sad because I wanted it to be good. But he changed certain things in it that I thought was dumb. Manuel died a few years ago. Yeah, I'm looking at it. He died in 2016.
The best time machine movie is Time After Time with
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Where Malcolm McDowell plays H.G. Wells.
Exactly.
And David I forgot his last name. David
he just passed away not too long ago.
Yeah, he died last year. Possibly earlier this year. He knows the name. David Warner. Never mind.
David Warner. Yeah, Warner. Mary Steenburgen's in it too. Yeah.
David Warner plays
Jack the Ripper,
H.G. Wells' friend.
Yeah.
He's a real person.
It's a doctor, and he ended up being Jack the Ripper. In their storytelling of it, of course.
And Mary Steenburgen was so gorgeous.
Yeah, she was.
I still think she's beautiful. Leslie Stevens. Leslie Stevenson.
Right.
That's who he plays.
Mm-hmm.
And ends up that Dr. Leslie Stevenson is Jack the Ripper, and he jumps into the machine. And so Malcolm McDowell's H.G. Wells has to get his prototype one that he had started with and has to try to catch him and figure out where he went. And he ends up in the 20th century. And he has to stop him from killing people. Hey, Popcorn, what's up, man? By the way, Popcorn, I want to let you know, I went back to a show that we did 3 years ago. And you made a comment in the comment section down below the video. I'm like, wow, you've been with us that long. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, he was the voice of Ra's al Ghul. And he was good. I miss David Warner. He was a good actor. I mean, one of my favorite roles he ever played, and I really did like his role in The Omen as the photographer.
Oh, yeah. He was awesome in that movie.
And people make fun of that scene now where he gets decapitated.
What?
Dude, that's one of the best practical effects ever invented, man.
Fuck off, people who talk shit about that. You can suck a giant, big, hairy, unwashed dick.
Dude, of the whole movie, that was the scene that always made me go, ooh.
You kidding me?
Yeah,
the head rolls across the pane of glass before it breaks. It's awesome.
But we knew something was going to happen to him because on the photograph, he always had a line through his neck.
Yeah.
And that was the thing, the omen. The omens in the movie are the photographs.
The preacher to the Final Destination movies.
Who is, by the way, the second Doctor from Doctor Who.
Yeah.
The priest. And he has a line going through right next to his neck.
Yeah.
It comes out down below. And that's how he dies. He's killed by a
lightning rod, isn't it?
Lightning rod.
Yeah.
That skewers him to the ground. I'm telling you, I fucking love that movie. The man that made Superman made one of the scariest movies of the 1970s.
I'm telling you.
Next time I'm watching that movie and the priest get impaled, I'm gonna say, stick around.
Right?
Stick around. Oh my God. We need a clip of that.
Yeah, right.
And if we ever do The Omen, which I think we should play that, like right when the cuts to show the lightning rod, and then play the voice of Arnold saying "Stick around." That'd be funny as shit. The hardest part of that is to get Anima to watch that.
And everybody's forgetting about Sark, his role, one of his 2 roles in Tron. Sark,
greatest roles. I love him as
David Warner. Shit, yeah. He was a big bad in Tron. Yeah.
Each one of them has a person, or a what do you call it, an avatar in the on the other side in the computer world. His name in the real world was Dillinger, which actually would be pronounced Dillinger.
Hold on, why is it going to be hard to convince me?
The Omen?
The Omen?
Go look it up.
Yeah.
It has to do with the Antichrist.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
do you hear that?
That's right.
Oh.
And it's scary. It's got some great actors. Gregory Peck, that's probably one of the last either that or was he in Boys from Brazil? I don't remember.
Yes, he was.
Yes.
He was Dr. Mengele.
He didn't make many movies back then, though. I mean, when he got late in his career, he didn't make many, but I want to say Boys from Brazil is the last one I saw.
He was too busy slapping the shit out of his children and his grandchildren.
Right?
Ouch.
That's what I heard. I read that.
Allegedly.
That he was a hands-on dad.
Allegedly.
Not molesting or anything like that, but slapping the shit out of kids when they got out of line. He would give them a good smacking.
Must have done a good job. I haven't heard anything ill about the Peck kids, so I don't know.
They're always. I love it when Family Guy did a bit on it, where he's driving the car and he goes, "I swear I will turn this car right around," with that Gregory Peck voice, the way he talks.
Well, f*** you, Cal.
I'm not sure if I conveyed that enough. Here's Zach.
Well, f*** you, Cal. Fuck you, Kyle. You're a piece of shit.
Thank you, Tim. Whatever it is.
According to Zach's, I have an open invitation to pop into his shows whenever, but he's yet to actually send me the links. I'm not calling you out or anything, Zach. He loves my woman. He loves my woman. She loves him.
Did you pause it here for any purpose?
First of all, what does porpoises have to do with this?
Be nice.
I don't see any porpoises.
Well, we need to keep it going unless we want to go over by half an hour.
Oh, by the way, I do want to point out that the character of I just forgot his name. What is his name? Herbert Hall. Herbert Hall. No. Kemp. That's it. Kemp. This character, Kemp, is in the book, he survives. But apparently H.G. Wells had no problem when he heard what James Well wanted to do. So they wrote in his murder. And I thought it was really funny the way he gets killed. Even though, oh my God, he's a piece of shit. And he kind of deserves it. You know, he's kind of earned this fucking death. Because not only is he a coward, as Griffin says, you're also a dirty, stinking rat. And so he ties him up, puts him back in the police car, and turns the car on and puts it in first and lets it roll down the hill. And he describes how he's going to die to him as he's doing it. He says, you'll have a little bit of a drive down the hill, and then you will fly off the edge, and you will fall, hitting a boulder, flipping the car, which will break your arms. Yeah, breaking your arms. He says, and then when you hit the bottom, you'll be dead. I'm like, oh my God, he said it with so much glee.
And then the laughter as the car tumbles down. It's insane. He's such a monster.
And they did such a great job. And this is something I love about miniatures with black and white films. If you've got a guy that knows how to light and shoot miniatures, it looked really good. The miniatures in this film are really done well. The train was the only one I didn't think looked like a real train, but the car going off that cliff looked real, and I love that. But I knew it was a miniature. Read by Nature is here. What's up, buddy? Classic Comics is here, dude. How are you? Hey, man, we're gonna do Phantom of the Paradise down the line, and I'd love it if you'd hop on the show with us on that. And it's a great film. It really is. I don't like the director. Everybody knows it. I've said it multiple times. I think he's a piece of shit communist, but I like his movies for the most part. There's one movie I don't like, which my boss worked on, which is the Sean Penn, Michael J. Fox Vietnam War film, because they had already talked about that story in Platoon. So the movie wasn't necessary. But he loves to make movies that are anti-soldier. And that's why I don't like De Palma. One of the reasons why I don't like him. The other is because he's communist. But I love the movie Phantom of the Paradise. It's a really good film. It's a classic. Absolutely. Good to see you guys. So this is some more stuff where they had to do a lot of matting in this, because some of these scenes, the way they shot them is all of the props are the same, but they covered them with black fabric and drape it over everything. So he can do the scene and they have the camera set in the same spot, and then they take all the black off. They add him back in optically using the black matting process, and then add the him onto the screen so he's there. But there's one scene, and Anima loved this scene, is the mirror scene, because they had to do 4 matting shots.
That was insanely complicated.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nobody had ever done that before. This is the movie that had the single most optical shots, effects, using the matting process that had ever been done in a film. And it was for a few years the same way. And I think that they outdid it with the final Invisible Man, which came out in the 50s, which is Revenge of the Invisible Man. And the effects in that were just mind-bogglingly good. I look at that and I'm like, they would have to do CG today to get that to look right.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't know it, that Universal put out a little film called Memoirs of Invisible Man, which was Universal's remake with John Carpenter. And I think that if he'd been left alone by the studio, it would have been a better film. I like the film. I think they shouldn't have cast Chevy Chase, because
I was about to ask if that's a Chevy Chase movie. Yeah.
Carpenter fucking hated him.
Yeah.
He hated him, said he would never work with that guy again. He was a pain in the ass, quote unquote.
Well, that's the book on him, isn't it? I mean, you know.
I think Raines gives a great performance, but the film veers into camp slapstick a little too much. I don't agree with that. I mean, I agree that it does, but I don't have a problem with
But
that.
too much? No. It's the right balance.
I think it's a balance for me too. And you got to remember, the director is a very campy guy. And on top of that, H.G. Wells wrote a lot of humor into this. Social commentary, and I get kind of irritated with people that, you know, refer to him as a socialist. And I'm like, not that kind of socialist, a different kind of socialist. He was old school, 1800s socialist, which so was Charles Dickens. And what that was about personal responsibility, that if you can afford your life and to help somebody else, that is part of your responsibility as a human being. Neither of them believed that the government should intercede. They believed that it was about our Christian upbringing and helping those who can't help themselves. And in fact, that's the main premise of A Christmas Carol, what he's learning. That's what he learns. And because the movie starts with him not giving a shit about the poor. Do we not have the workhouses? Do we not have the poorhouses? Oh, thank God, because what you said made me feel that maybe they weren't operating. Because if that is what their life is, then that's where they should go. And he needed to learn to be kind and thoughtful. and give a shit about those that are lesser off than you. And that's what the old school socialism was. It's not like this new shit since 1917. It's become something else, to where it's all about the government should be doing this, and that's why we have the government, is to make sure every human being has their food. And it's like, if you leave it up to a government to do that, that's your first fuck up. Government should not be interfering in your personal life. And socialists like that are just fucking idiots. So anyway.
Yeah, we're about to find out on November 1st.
He wrote so many great things. And the amazing thing about H.G. Wells is he predicted HD television, cable television, Wi-Fi, and he also talked about a little thing called the WW Web. WWW. But they called it something else in his story. And of course, a lot of that was predicted in a little film called Things to Come.
Yeah.
Which he was alive for. He, in fact, wrote the screenplay based off his own book. And by the way, Invisible Man, I want to point this out too, that it was published back in 1887, I think it was. And a lot of people don't know, it wasn't a book first. It was serialized in a newspaper, a magazine. And then once it was done, it was collected and published as a book. Well, Sally Forth, I said this the other day. The thing that's upsetting me right now with certain political people is that their main voter base is the one that's going to be made to suffer in November, possibly December. They're the ones that's going to be hurt by this. And they didn't think about that. And now they're trapped. And so these people out there, legitimate people, and I heard a lot of people that I respect kind of making fun of this, because all they're thinking about are all the illegals that are on welfare. And those that are legitimately on welfare are going to suffer, and mostly suffer because so many illegals were given money when they shouldn't have been, because they would have more in the coffer. And so November wouldn't be the problem it is. And so now people that are actually in need aren't going to get that assistance.
I'm telling everybody I know to call the congressman and stuff and try and get this resolved quick.
Well, there's nothing, it's like until they agree and sign off on stuff.
Yeah.
They asked for, what was it, $1.5 trillion first in order to get to illegals again. And no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to sign that.
Yeah.
And so now they're in panic mode, and they've agreed now to $25 billion is what they asked for. And it's like, I personally wouldn't give them a goddamn dime.
Yeah, I mean, they are illegal. They don't get that money. How? Why?
It just makes no sense.
And they're going to leave.
At the bottom line, it's called buying votes, is what it is. So,
It's what's
that's
drawing
really what it is.
the illegals in. We have the same shit in Europe going on.
Yeah, because they showed us
and helping them all.
They did a graph that showed that each one of the ethnic groups that are illegally here, ethnic and or national groups, are taking a good portion of it. Not all of it, because most people that are on welfare are on it legitimately. But there is a portion out there that's doing harm to that system and taking a lot of money they shouldn't be getting. They're actually getting cash too. They're receiving cash, and it's ridiculous. And I personally do support the social welfare program. If it weren't for the social welfare programs, I probably would have gone hungry as a kid. I was
on it for 3 months, during my club career, and with 3 kids, having to take care of them, and I got back to work again, but it's there for a reason. It's there as a hand up whenever you need help. Yeah,
it happens, and it's there for you when you need it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you pay into that system.
When you become disabled, as you get older, it's really common for the elderly to also be on it, assistance. And they've tried to change the name of it, which I think's nice, but it's not necessary. From getting food stamps to getting what's called EBT. Instead of printed monopoly money, you get a card, and the money is on there, and it can only.
That's the way most states do it now. Yeah.
Well, I think it's a smart way to do it.
Yep.
And I remember I got on it for a few months when I was unemployed while raising Zoe. And once I was able to get an income going, I didn't need it again. But now that I'm at my age and I'm disabled, I get it. And I'm not going to get any money. So I got to try to figure out how am I going to make ends meet. So what I do is I shop smart. I shop as smart.
Nice.
No, I bought a lot of canned goods this last cycle, and I'll be fine.
That's a good thing right there, D. Bud Martin. Definitely.
Absolutely. Food banks are essential. And what's problematic now is as they don't have money to continue it while the government shut down. That's what people are going to rely on. And I'm going to tell you now, it's not enough to make it to a month. It's not. What you get there will probably cover you for a week to 2 weeks. Social welfare is essential for the reasons you stated, but illegals have not and may never pay into it. Yeah, they don't pay into it. I've paid my taxes. I got angry when I became disabled, and because I haven't been able to hold a regular job, I've been a freelancer since 2016. They said I can't do disability. I said, why? I paid into it for over 40 years. What are you talking about? So I have to, I'm still waiting, and it's a fucking battle. Co-written with
most people have to get lawyers for that shit, and it sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that way when you're
no, it shouldn't.
disabled.
It's the same thing with veterans trying to get their benefits. A lot of times they have to get litigators to help them out.
Which is ironic, Gambit, because Whale replaced Flory on Frankenstein. And Flory and Bella, as a consolation prize for being fired from Frankenstein, were given the Murders in the Rue Morgue.
And you get points for directing us back to the movie, Gambit. You're a hero.
Yeah.
No, I do because I read it out loud.
Okay, you're the hero, Gary. But chicken or the egg?
Yay,
Would you have read it if he hadn't read
yay.
it? If he hadn't written
But
it,
I
would you
appreciate
have read it?
Gambit knows I appreciate him, and I've been trying to get him to contact me privately because I'd really like to just talk to him sometime. Co-written with Garrett Fort, who had contributed to the scripts of both Dracula and Frankenstein. What I love about Fort is his ability to listen to Whale and take direction on the writing. And I like that. He worked with Whale, and that's why you get some of this silliness in there, which I know you don't like comic book. I get it. Some people aren't into that. Guys like Joe and I do. We like that kind of campiness.
Yep.
With our horror. In fact, one of my favorite horror films of all time is comedy. Is shit. Something and Something versus Evil.
Tucker and Dale.
Yeah, fucking love that movie. I love that fucking movie. Like when the guy is running and looks over and sees the guy he's running from right next to him, running with him because he doesn't know what the kid's running from. So he's like, oh, and he starts running with him. And he looks over at him, then ends up going, getting speared on a tree. And then another guy accidentally throws himself to a wood chipper. I'm like, that was so fucking crazy, that movie.
My favorite funny horror movie is American Werewolf in London. That movie, it will scare the shit out of you 1 second, and you'll be laughing your ass off the next minute, man.
I'm sorry Charlie is not here right now, because Charlie will tell you this story too. The way he and I became friends. I mean, we knew each other, we hung out together, but we became friends when he left a cart on with a bunch of songs at the radio station. And he knew that we had so much time to walk down the road in the middle of the fucking night. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning, and walk all the way down to the 7-Eleven. It was almost a mile away in the moonlight. It was a full moon. And he starts quoting the scene from The Moors.
Oh my God.
And then I start going back and forth with him on it. And it was, I'm like, this guy and I were destined to be lifelong friends.
The,
I fucking
the
love
interaction
this guy.
between those two characters, even after he's dead, when he's coming back and haunting him, it's so great, man. They're hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, you look awful. Thanks, Jack. Or thanks, David.
Yeah.
Fucking love that movie.
Yep.
And he brings all the people that he's killed as a werewolf to meet him.
That's John Landis, right? Didn't he direct that?
Is John Landis.
And it's so great, man.
It's in my opinion, the greatest werewolf movie ever made.
Yeah.
Second greatest after that is The Howling.
Yeah, The Howling.
I love that one. It's got one.
And there's camp in that one. Let me tell you.
Oh boy. It's got one scene in it that I didn't like, which is when they become werewolves, the guy and the girl become werewolves and they're fucking next to a fire. It looked so hand animated that it brought me out of the movie. Like I was completely out of the movie. I didn't like that. Let's see. Wait a minute. Thank you, Joey. Yeah, I've tried to get into X to talk to you, Gary. I am on there. Don't go to Pop Culture Minefield. You go to my page.
But he cannot log in because he doesn't remember.
He forgot his password.
Well,
start a new account.
Is it still connected to an email you have? It's that fucking easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You request a new password to that email.
Just redo your password.
For a guy so smart, how can you be so retarded?
He's good at copy and pasting. I'll tell you that.
No, he knows a lot of this shit.
Oh, does he?
He actually knows a lot of this shit. That's why I want to talk to him, because he was just having a conversation one day talking about stuff. And I'm like, man, you really actually know stuff. You're not just copy and pasting. I like that. I like that
when he's
movie.
copy and pasting is when you get these walls
there's
of text.
A scene. Yeah, there's a scene in that movie that is a parody of The Invisible Man, played by Ed Begley Jr. And he says, I'm going to shock you with this. And he does the reveal. And he's like, huh? And he's standing there. You could totally see him. And the guy that's looking at him like, this is what is going on? And then he pulls the nose off, the fake nose. He goes, ha, you can't see me now. And then undresses, goes completely naked, and walks into the bar, the next room, and begins moving checkers and drops them all off the board. And the guy goes, oh no, we're haunted by ghosts. Because they can totally see him. It's so fucking funny. I love that movie, Splasher Fred. I do. I love that film. It's one of my favorite parody films. Kip gets rid of Kip is murdered by him. Not in the book. He lives. But in the movie, he kills him. And I think that this was because the theme and characters of this film are pretty much almost identical to Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he did a better job. I think he took the same concept of the scientist who's in love with the girl, who's engaged or in love with the main character, and both films are engaged. And then offs the guy that wants to steal her, kills him. And this is a much better version of that. And I was glad they did that, because it's not in the book. There's no fiance in the book. But he is losing his fucking mind. He is going insane.
He's not going insane. He went insane.
Yeah, he did.
Well, he finally becomes aware of it when he brings up his fiance to him. Kemp does. And then he's like, oh, yes. How could I forget her? And you realize he's troubled by that. Like, what is going on with my brain? How could I forget the woman I love? And then while he's talking to her, it's like, he's like, I will give this to the world. And then the world can create an army to rule the rest of the world. And he's like, yeah.
That's where the madness comes back.
Yeah, the madness kicks right back in. I will have made so much money off of this that I can finally make you happy. It's like, you're insane. If you would just stop being insane, I would be happy.
The craziest part is when he says even the moon is afraid of him. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Oh, Gambit, are you serious? You got to check that movie out. That was really the first serious, and I say serious, parody film about other movies that are just making jokes out of those movies, and I loved it. And then Airplane came out, and Airplane was a hit, whereas Amazon Women on the Moon was not.
Yeah, I like the ones that is it? I want to say it's going to come out wrong. It's not George Harrison. What? Maybe that is his name. The guy with the tan. He did Love at First Bite, and he did Zorro the Gay Blade. He made parody movies of a lot of stuff.
Hamilton, George Hamilton.
George Hamilton, yeah. That's why I knew Harrison was going to be wrong. George Hamilton.
Like that guy did not age for like 40 years.
No, he looked the same. I mean,
and
you see him in The Godfather Part 3, he looks just like he did 20 years before. It's ridiculous.
And amazingly, they could have cast him as himself in the docuseries about the making of The Godfather.
Yeah, right?
That they did, a year ago. Mm-hmm. I'm like, because you could just add a little CG to smooth him out. He doesn't look like a leather bag, which you would expect him to look like.
Right, because the guy was tan his whole life, man. But he did movies like that.
Oh, wait, maybe I'm conflating those. Which one came first?
Kentucky Fried Movie.
Kentucky Fried Movie came out first. I'm sorry. Let me correct myself.
And Landis worked on that one too, I think.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Amazon Women on the Moon, but it was also done by the Zuckers and Abrams. But Amazon Women on the Moon came out in '87.
The Groove Tube is another one. Let me see what year that.
Yeah, see, I don't think I've ever seen the Groove Tube.
Yeah, it's like Kentucky Fried Movie and all that stuff. 1974, the Groove Tube.
And there's an homage to this movie, even in the poster for the movie. That's why I went there to go look. Mm-hmm. Share screen, and I'll do that. There we go. And let me pull it up on screen. Oh, I gotta remove, now add. There we go. There he is. It's the Invisible Man, and all of the other characters are coming out of his head. I love that poster. And I do believe that was Mort Drucker that drew that. Let me check. Mort Drucker from Mad Magazine, if you don't know who that is. Made poster for Amazon Women on the Moon. Because he was my favorite Mad Magazine artist. He's the one who did the movie parodies because he could draw the caricatures of the actual actors.
Yeah, Groove Tube was a crazy movie. It was parodied, and it was a parody of television at the time. That's what it was. It's got a bunch of fake commercials in it and stuff. It's a lot like Kentucky Fried Movie. Richard Belzer's in it. Yeah, a very young Richard Belzer.
Back before I hated him.
Right.
I'm trying to find out who did the artwork. And it won't tell me, but I believe it was Mort Drucker.
Mm-hmm.
Because Drucker was known for his
caricatures. Caricatures. Anybody that collected Mad Magazine knew that guy's work. He was really good.
Yeah.
He did all the movie send-ups, didn't he?
Yeah, all the time. Yeah. He did all.
My favorite one he did was Jawed. Not Jaws, Jawed.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that one. I also like the Blade Runner he did. It was called Blade Bummer.
Blade Bummer.
And he said he did Star Trek too, with Shatner and all that.
Oh my God. Too good. Yeah, if you guys want to have a serious laugh, go check out those old Mad Magazine send-ups of movies. They're great.
There was a story on the series Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction, called The Landlady, where this heartless woman is terrorized by an invisible presence. I bet it was bullshit. This never happened. But I don't know. But I have seen the trailer for Amazon Women on the Moon.
You want to see a scary movie about something, a woman getting terrorized by a presence. She doesn't know what it is. Watch that one with Barbara Hershey.
Yeah,
The Entity. That's a scary ass flick.
Directed by a piece of shit, man. I fucking hate that guy. Sidney J. Fury. Okay.
Mhm.
That film and the Ipcris File, the only two movies he directed I thought were good.
Yeah.
Wait, no, he also did The Boys of Company C, which I like that movie.
Oh yeah. That's two movies that I dig of his now. I've never seen the Ipcris.
Oh, you've never seen the Ipcris File with Michael Caine?
Oh, go
my
watch
God.
it.
Yeah.
That's a
Go
great
watch
fucking
it.
movie.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
He
check
left
it out.
England and he went to America, and that's when he started making movies here. He first did the Boys of Company C, and then he did The Entity, and that was the last good thing he did. After that, it was crap. Just a crappy director.
But the Entity was supposed to be based loosely on a true story, I believe. Yeah.
She moved, and she whatever it was attached to her, not the house.
Right.
And
But
it followed her.
It happened after she moved. Yeah.
Yeah, she constantly was being raped.
Yeah.
by this
Forcibly
system.
graped, boys and girls. Yes. Hmm. By an entity. It's just, ugh.
Yeah, I know. That's what was so funny about it, Gab. It was called Blade Bummer.
That
in the movie.
That's what
movie's
Mad
Bummer.
did. They sent up movies and they messed with the names of them, and it was
Oddly,
cool.
though, that was actually published in Cracked magazine. I
Was
think.
it Cracked?
Yeah, let me look.
They were competing magazines, and they both did the same things. Spy versus Spy was in Mad, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, let me look it up. Cracked magazine. No, I don't want to fucking let you have my information.
Why?
I don't want Cracked having any information on me because I don't like their current way of doing things. Yet it was not Cracked. It was crazy because I have the entire thing in PDF, and I also have a full PDF of the Blade Runner movie magazine that was put out in '82. But yeah, Blade Bummer was the Blade Runner parody they did in Crazy magazine. Crazy magazine was the more mentally handicapped cousin of Mad magazine. Yeah, I love the $1 Million Brain. I enjoyed all three of those, and he did reprise the role later, but I felt like they weren't as good. That later one, it was like the Bullet Train to Beijing, I think was one of the later films, and then he reprised the role again, but because they couldn't get the rights, they named the character another character, but it was clearly and obviously Harry Palmer. And by the way, Michael Caine is the one who named Harry Palmer. There is no name in the original book, Ipcris File. And then the author liked it and used it in the books. So Harry Palmer became his name, all thanks to Michael Caine. Michael Caine said, I think the first name should sound like somebody who's kind of a loser, like Harry. And he said this at lunch with Harry Saltzman, the executive producer. And then he realized he said it, and he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it." He goes, No, I think you're right.
Was he joking with him when he called him Harry Palmer?
No, Palmer came from a kid he knew in school.
Okay. You get the joke.
And
though, right?
so,
Harry
Palm.
Yeah.
Harry Palm means somebody who masturbates all the time. Like, what's with the hair in your palm?
What's with the hair?
No, that's where it came from.
Yeah.
Bullet from Beijing. That's what it was called. Thank you, Gambit. And Ipcris File is the best of all of them. It simply is. The other films got a little too absurd at certain moments. The one with Carl Malden, I think that was that funeral? No. That was the $1 Million Brain with Carl Malden, right? I think that's right. Gambit, can you check? Because I think that's right. I felt that was a little too tongue-in-cheek for me, but I still like it because I just love the character of Palmer. He's just fucking good. Not as good as Static Kling on Can you believe that was song? My Ding-a-Ling was a fucking song.
Yeah,
What?
that's Chuck Berry.
Chuck
My
Berry.
ding-a-ling. That's it.
Is a nursery rhyme.
Holy
My
shit.
ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling.
Ding-a-ling.
I like to hold my ding-a-ling,
I
or
like
whatever it's
to
called.
play with my ding-a-ling. Yep.
And he knew he was totally doing that song on purpose. And the
You know
censors
it.
didn't know what to make of it. They were like, is he inferring it's his penis? Like, oh man, yeah. That caused an uproar within the radio community. Rosie Palmer and Five Sisters. There you
That's
go.
it.
So getting back to the film, we're now heading towards the end. He opens his windows, the French doors, and that's when he realizes that Griffin is in the room with him.
Well,
And
he
Kip
thanks him,
is-
and then you see that the chair move away. You always see something move, or a lit cigarette, or something indicating that he's there.
Yep. So
After you
he's
hear the
like,
voice.
he tells him, I shall kill you later. In fact, I will kill you at 10 o'clock tomorrow evening. And Kip thinks he escaped him, not realizing that he's in the car with him.
Oh, the terror on his face. But yeah, we have a funny scene coming up with the policeman. They link arms and try to catch him. And he goes behind them and then pulls one of the guy out of formation and pulls his trousers off of him.
Pulls his
That was
trousers
so
off.
funny.
That was funny as shit. What he actually said, Gambit, was, I masturbate a lot.
Yeah.
Ernest Borgnine. I have that
Thinking
video now.
whispering works with that fucking mic on.
You're mic'd, man, and so is the guy you're whispering to. They heard you.
Yeah.
I bet he's mortified, but then said, fuck it, I don't care.
Right.
Oh,
Couldn't care less.
he owned it. I assure you, he owned it. Created a fun moment on live TV.
I don't know.
So.
I think he did it on purpose. There's no way he couldn't have known.
What is it with you and porpoises today?
Fuck off.
He did it on a porpoise? Oh, that's just gross. He hates me right now.
Yeah, I can
No.
feel the hatred.
No,
He's glaring at me.
not really.
He's judging you.
Not really.
Are you judging me?
Weston
No.
Keith.
Are you judging me more than this?
Oh, yeah.
No.
He's planning my murder. He's going to kill me like Kemp and maniacally laugh and describe how I'm going to die.
No, he
I-
would never do that because then he would
I-
be fucked because I'd be coming after him.
I would never do something like
To me, anyway, Bullet from Beijing isn't as thrilling as Ipcris or Funeral. They're the two best. Number one, Ipcris. Funeral, I really liked it. The third one, The $1 Million Brain, I was not really into it. I don't know. It might have been the way Carl Malden acted in it that bothered me. He's a great actor, but I just didn't like that character and the shit that was going on. A little too cheeky for me. And then Bullet to Beijing, it was not bad. I mean, it wasn't horrible. But it just, I just know. I need to look at something real quick. Hold on. Let me look it up. Is this still playing the video?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Just want to make sure I didn't screw it up. Michael Caine, because he did a couple of movies in the 90s. And I'm so glad that he retired the way he did. He's like, I have to walk with a cane now. I'm done acting. Also, Harry Brown is one of my favorite revenge flicks ever made. I fucking love that movie. Love The Prestige with him too. Secondhand Lions. God, I love that movie. And by the way, that's one of the most watched. It's one of the most watched videos on our channel. Is our discussion about Secondhand Lions. I'm trying to find that film he did in the 90s.
If I'm ever going to sit down and make a list of my favorite movies, that one is in it. Definitely.
Oh, he also did Midnight in St. Petersburg. and Bullet to Beijing were his two later year movies where he's Palmer, officially Palmer. But he did another one, and I can't remember what the fuck it is. Loved Without a Clue, by the way. He also did that TV movie about Jack the Ripper, which I like. Well, it's a mini series, but it's only 2 episodes, so when you get it now, you get it as a full movie. I love Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, which is a remake of the Bedtime Story with David Niven and Marlon Brando and Debbie Reynolds. I am looking for it, and I can't seem to find it. Blue Ice, there it is. They had to legally change his name in Blue Ice to Harry Anders, because Blue Ice was an unofficial Harry Palmer film. That was it. I found it. You know, I proudly have never seen that movie and never will. I will never fucking watch that movie. But I'm
Just
glad.
for the revenge? No. Why would anybody watch that?
I'm glad that it paid for his mother's house.
Kudos to
I did watch it.
Michael Caine. Yeah.
Mike Cocaine. Martin, you were saying something.
Yeah,
He
I
said he did watch it.
Jaws 4. I didn't know what I was getting into.
I knew it from the trailer, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to want to watch this film. I love Michael
the
Caine.
minute they said the shark was following the family around the world, I was like, come on.
Right.
It's a shark. It's not.
I didn't know about any of that. I
might believe it was a dolphin. They at least have that kind of intelligence where they might try and do something like that. But come on, a shark? Give me a break.
Let's see. Hold on.
Look at what
Reed brought this film up, which is a good one to mention. Oh, you clicked on something else before, right when I did. God damn it! Stop moving. Reed by Nature brought up this film. It's not you. It's the feed is moving upward. Muppet Christmas Carol is a film that I watched and didn't like, but it's not because I don't love the Muppets or that I don't love Michael Caine. I didn't like it because I love the Christmas Carol more, and I didn't like that.
So that's what drew you and Anima together. You're disliking the Muppets.
No, I said I love the Muppets.
I'm playing.
I love the fucking Muppets.
I know you do. I'm just messing.
And just like that, Joe got kicked.
Joe had to go away.
Bye, Joe. So, let's see. What is this? Yes, I've seen it roaring. And it was so fucking stupid to me that I refused to watch it. And that was why I didn't want to watch it. Plus the stupidity of it's supposed to be the mother shark following, you killed my husband and my baby. I'm coming to kill you. Whatever. Fuck off. There's an extended version of Muppet Christmas Carol, which includes the song When Love Is Gone, which was only used in the VHS release, not the end credits. Oh, that's interesting. The psychic connection went over my head as a kid. Had contributed to the scripts of both Dracula and Frankenstein, based mostly on Wiley's The Murder Invisible. Their outline included plot elements such as the invisible octopus. Yeah, in fact, we're going to do all sorts of shit that involved invisible animals. The octopus was one of them. And the museum explodes in that one too.
We recently had a movie called The Invisible Velociraptor.
What?
We're going to save so much money on making a creature, whatever. Jaws 3. Jaws 3 I saw in the theaters in 3D. I was so annoyed at it that I decided to just ignore the movie and make out with the girl I was with. And,
why not? I mean, silliness. I mean, a young Dennis Quaid before we knew who he was, I can't remember who the girl was. She was.
I loved Simon McCorkindale, and I got mad when he died in the movie.
Yeah, he was my favorite character.
I didn't have a problem with the concept of Jaws 3.
No.
That a shark gets trapped in the water in there, finds a way in through a pipeline. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
what I had a problem with is the visual effects were horrible.
They were.
And I thought some of the dialogue was just not very well written.
Let him know,
Louis
though.
Gossett Jr. was really good in the film. Hi, Meth.
Yeah, Gossett Jr. was good. Mephisto, the friggin' but
Hey,
you got to
Meph.
remember the technology wasn't what it is today with 3D either. It was that goofy blue red tinted glass thing, and just
Yeah, the
it was
blue red,
horrible.
and on top of
No.
that,
No.
just the moments they chose to shoot with the 3D was just so
Yeah,
fucking
It
annoying.
was bad.
But anyway, I wanted to point out some of the unsung actors that are in this film. Two of them in particular. One is Dwight Fry, who's best known for playing Renfield in Dracula, and directed by Todd Browning. And he was also in Frankenstein by James Whale, playing Igor. And in this film, he's a reporter. And the guy on the telephone calling to talk about to complain about the Invisible Man, that was none other than John Carradine in one of his early roles. And he's tilted his head at an angle to where you couldn't really see his face. What you saw was his hat and his fucking mustache. And so, but the voice is so distinct. And Animal will tell you, I was watching going, that's John Carradine. I know that voice anywhere. So I went and looked it up and went, yep, uncredited cameo. So I thought that was cool. Two people in that movie from other horror films. And he would be in the fourth Invisible Man film as the scientist, not the Invisible Man. And sadly, Vincent Price only played the character of Griffin once. And it was a different kind of Griffin. This one is like a relative, and he is framed for murder. And so he asked this scientist to help him, like his dad, make him invisible. Or grandfather, whatever the fucking character was. Unmitigated failure. Yeah, Jaws 3, flop. And Jaws 4 did the same thing. It tanked. And that ended. Thank God any more Jaws films.
Yeah.
Should have ended sooner.
I mean, the second one was okay, but really, there's only one Jaws movie, man.
All four films involve the Brody family.
Yep, every last one of them. I think Dennis Quaid plays the son, doesn't he?
Yes.
All grown up. Yeah.
Well, there are two boys. They work together
Right.
at the Marine Land SeaWorld
right.
place.
That's right.
Where the shark gets in. And Quaid plays the older boy. And then in the fourth film, she comes back, mom, and trying to remember, the kid that was in Last Starfighter was her son. So I think he's again the Quaid character. I think he's either the younger son or the Quaid character.
Okay.
It had no bite. Look, I enjoyed Jaws too. I thought it was good.
Yeah, it was
Despite
decent.
itself.
I saw. My dad took me to see it the afternoon after I had to get my ear worked on. I used to get vicious ear infections, man, and they pulled this thing out of my ear. It was like I don't know what they said it was, but it had been really painful.
A plug.
To make it. No, it wasn't a bug.
No,
But-
plug.
Oh, plug. Yeah.
Because
Well,
I had a
anyway.
wax plug build
Yeah.
up, and the doctor had to go with one of those little.
Yeah.
It looks like an inoculating loop, and
It
he had
was
to go
like
in
my
there,
ears were
twist
trying to
it.
kill me when I was a kid. Yeah. But just as a treat, he took me to go see. He knew I wanted to see it, and he took me to the theater that afternoon because he was already off work, right? And we had a couple hours, so he took me to go see it. It was cool.
I got to go look up something real quick. But again, for you guys that like the Harry Palmer films, the other Harry Palmer film that had to have its name legally changed was Blue Ice. And what I really like about that film is the fact that a close friend of mine is in the movie. Sean Young, which we call her Mary. Anybody who knows her personally calls her Mary. But you had Ian Holm in that movie. Alan Armstrong was in it. Most people probably remember him for being in that fantasy movie that came out in the 80s. Liam Neeson's in it too. Krull.
Yeah.
Because he
Great
was in
stuff.
that one. But you had Sir Ian Holm in this too. And in fact, he plays a knighted character named Sir Hector. Blue Ice was supposed to be a Harry Palmer film, and then at last minute was changed. And a former British Secret Service agent named Harry falls for an American woman and becomes entangled in a web of espionage. And it's a fun movie. I liked it. It's not great. I mean, it only has a 5.2 on IMDb, but goddamn it, it's got fucking Michael Caine as a version of Harry Palmer. A lot of people don't know this, that Paul Newman wanted to play his character from 2 previous films. The detective. He was the detective, famous detective. It was based on a novel, and they couldn't get the rights to it. So it's still written as that character. He just has a different name. And that movie's called Twilight, not to be mistaken with the fucking sparkly vampire movies. James Garner's in it. James Garner's in it. What is her name? The female protest actress that it was always protesting all the time. Really pretty, but really annoying to listen to. She's still doing shit. I'll go look at it real quick.
Idea.
Yeah, with that. Was too
Sarandon.
long
I didn't even need to look it up. It came
Oh.
into my head. Susan
Susan
Sarandon.
Sarandon.
And she's in the movie with Newman and James Garner. It's a good film. It's about all the characters are aging characters. Gene Hackman's in it too, and I think he ends up being the murder victim in the movie.
One of the few women that kept the name of her ex when she got divorced from him. She was married to Chris Sarandon, very young.
Oh,
and she kept the name.
Yeah, because she married again and didn't keep his name.
Nope. She must have really liked Chris, man, because she kept his name.
Oh, who does it, man?
Yep.
Look, I'm not really gay, but if I were, yeah.
Right.
Chris Sarandon. That dude's so drop dead sexy and funny. I fucking love that guy. What a good actor.
Dude, how many generations are like that guy? I've got a picture over him here from Dog Day Afternoon from the 70s.
From the 70s.
Bright Night in the 80s. And my daughter loves him because he's the voice of Jack in The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, my God, and then you go all the way into 2000s and the guy fucking plays a driver who gets killed by the vampire in the remake of Fright Night, which was a horrible movie.
Yeah.
But I love that he did that.
Princess Bride's another one. The guy's awesome, man. He
oh
really
my
is.
God, yeah, as Humperdinck.
Humperdinck, yeah.
Prince Humperdinck. Who else can play both the vampire and Prince Humperdinck? Nobody but Chris Sarandon.
Nobody but Chris
So I'm telling you,
right.
I don't swing that way, but if I did, I would have been in his, what do they call that, corral? I would have been in
some
corral.
of his mannerisms, though, man. I mean, one of my favorite moments in Fright Night is in the middle of that dance floor, and he's dancing with the chick, and Charlie tries to confront him, and he basically puts him on the ground, and he looks at him, he's kind of giggling. He goes, "I don't want to kill you, Charlie. But I want you to come see me tomorrow night."
Yeah, I want to make you suffer. You've annoyed me.
Just you and your friends, because you have pissed me off. But when he looks at him and says, "I don't want to kill you," and he's almost giggling about it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like you're not worth my time.
D. Bud Martin, Gary isn't really gay. I always joke, I'm a straight man trapped in a gay man's
says
body.
that is fake news.
Yeah.
The Hunger, I still haven't seen that movie. Love the director. I love David Bowie. Never seen the movie. I saw one episode of the series and I'm like, I'm out. Let's see. He also, Child's Play, he's the cop. That's right, man. I love that movie. Now, there is a description of how they did this scene. And the guy that is on the special feature DVD says it in a way that's kind of confusing. The way they did this is actually the ground there is up off the ground. And there's a guy underneath there. And I believe it was just one person. And their job was to they had flush wood footprints, and the snow was laid over it, and then he would one by one pull the string, pull it down to where it would fall into a slot, so the snow didn't just fall out. The snow dropped, and it made it look like somebody's really walking it. And I thought the first time I saw it, I always thought it was animated. And I'm like, how did they do that? Some guy suspended on a crane, making each footprint, and then they would photograph it. And we had debates about this in elementary school. I remember David Gray, Jim Woodward, Mike Beatty, Bennett Sumner, and I, and Mike Vida. Mike Vida was there too, debating how they did the footsteps in this movie. A movie that came out 30 years before. We were still talking about it when I was in elementary school. Crazy. But I love the way they did this. It's really cool the way they pulled it off. The way you see the body, the feet stumble, and then you see the collapse of the body into the snow. I'm like, man,
really cool.
That's fucking great stuff right there. And everybody was amazed by this film. They really were. It was the talk of the town how they pulled off some of the visuals in this movie. Own independent studio, Flory. Wait, are you talking up here? Okay, you're. I got to go back up here. Unwilling to wait while Flory worked out the script and the film's technical difficulties, Universal made The Old Dark House, which I fucking love that movie. We need to do that one because that's a classic. I can do that one on like Creature Feature on Saturdays.
Isn't that the second time he's mentioned that one today? I think so.
Yes,
Bye,
it
Penny.
is. Bye, Penny. See you later.
Hasta.
I'm trying to continue this. Well had decided to return to horror features following the financial failure of his film, The Impatient Maiden. By June 32, producer Sam Bischoff left Universal to set up his own independent studio. Flory accepted Bischoff's invitation to join him and also left Universal. By June, John L. Balderston, whose name had appeared in the credits of Dracula, I think Arthur Edison and John Mescal photographed this film. Well, the thing that's kind of interesting is that Whale got screwed really bad after he did Showboat because Universal was sold and they did not continue his contract agreement. Under new ownership, you can fucking do that, renege on contracts under new management. And that's what they did. And his career was dead. He hardly did anything else. And he couldn't do the independent thing, but I don't know why he didn't go with them. I wonder if they had a problem with him. Maybe there's no invitation for him to join them. This is an amazing way they did this because he had to lay there and they had to do plaster on his face to create that skull look. And it was really difficult for him because of his war trauma. You go into that.
He must have felt so claustrophobic.
Well, that's what happens to so many people. They feel claustrophobic. And I was so glad when I did that with Craig, I made that mold of his face, that he was fine with it. He was like, yeah.
When he ripped his eyelashes off, you mean that?
Yeah, he was, well, if you'd let me finish, it would be great. I would have got a joke in there. I said he was good with it all the way up until I pulled out his eyebrows and eyelashes.
No! And then he went total Steve
No,
Carell.
he really didn't get mad at me. He did not get mad at me. And
he didn't go 40-year-old virgin on you? He didn't go 40-year-old virgin? Okay.
No, he was actually he was in pain. Yeah. It was obvious he was in pain. It turned so bright red and his eyelids were red. And I'm like, I'm so, because I was saying it as I pulled it off his face. I went, Craig, I am so sorry. And then I just pulled and it brought it off because there was no way of getting it off other than breaking it. And I could have injured him even worse doing that.
Right? Come on, man.
Because I would have had to have used a regular hammer to smash it. And I'm like, right. I could just see me fucking him being bruised through the plaster. Right. I'm like, I can't do that.
Oh,
I thought of
Kelly Clarkson.
Everything. I even thought about trying to put my fingers underneath and try to dig my way up. and work it away from his eyes and his eyebrow.
Yeah, but you'd already grabbed the hair. It was going to hurt anyway.
Yeah,
But it was
better
like,
if you just yanked it off.
It was so. It wasn't his whole eyebrow. It wasn't like I pulled all of it off because the Vaseline just wasn't thick enough on certain parts, and that's where it grabbed. It didn't pull out all of his eyelashes and eyebrows, only like little spots. But boy, oh boy, I was so apologetic to him. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. He goes, "Let me see it though," and he grabbed it and he looked at it. He goes, "This looks great." It was a perfect negative as his face. And it was the first time he'd ever done that. It was my first time doing a plaster casting. And I only knew it because we both read the same book, How to Make Monster Makeup.
Yeah.
And it was a book that was published, I think, in 72, 73. And this was the Bible, by the way, for Rick Baker. And when I heard that it was his Bible, I'm like going, we read the same book as Rick Baker.
I don't know about you, but I used to subscribe to Fangoria back then. That one and
well, Fangoria came out later.
Yeah.
Starlog was the publisher, Terry O'Quinn, the publisher, and he wanted to own all the genres of science fiction and horror, and because they go hand in hand.
Yeah,
and so he published Fangoria, which was the preeminent horror magazine. And I think they still do an online version, but
they do. I was looking into it the other day. I was showing guys, when my brother doesn't show up on Sundays, I'll just do a chat-driven stream, and I brought up a bunch of the Fangoria covers from back in the day, and they they still have an online version of it. Yep.
Because I have the link here somewhere. Where did I put it? I'll do a Control F and search. Oh, nope, I got rid of it. Okay, so Fangoria.
I think it's fangoria.com, buddy.
Issues. It's on their website. You can actually go look. There it is. Magazine archive at Fangoria. Boom, here you go. I will share it with you guys. If you are interested at all, like those of us that grew up in the 70s, I know all of us will be.
Yeah.
Fangoria issue archive.
Cool stuff.
Pro V.
They had a big issue when The Howling came out. I remember that. It was all over the damn cover.
So there you go. And I'm going to put it in our private chat here. Because if you're interested in this, Joe, I think you'll want to go check it out.
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah, I've been to the website. I told you. I
you have?
Went there the other day.
Martin, are you interested? Because that's all of the, I think it's all issues are available online for them.
You can check it out.
They don't do it with Starlog, though.
No. And I looked on eBay.
There was an archive for it.
I looked on eBay. Let me look it up real quick. There was one issue of Fangoria that was going for big money on eBay. I can't remember what it was. Let's see.
It might have been either the Fly or the Thing, because they did a big write-up on both of those. And they got a lot of behind the scenes.
It might have been the Thing.
They got a lot of behind-the-scenes access because horror people, knew Fangoria and really wanted to be friends with them because it was marketing. Another one that did it was Army of Darkness. In fact, Fangoria is in the movie. When he opens the trunk, you see the science books, and then there's a Fangoria there. And I think it's even talking about Evil Dead in that issue. So I thought that was funny. That's what I was saying. Starlog had the archive available. And to my knowledge right now, the only way to get it is through a paywall to get to them. And I'm not going to pay some non-Starlog company to get access to the Starlog magazine. So fuck that guy. But they do have a few issues. If you go to archive.org, or is it the internetarchive.org, they have a few of the Starlogs available in PDF format. Because that prick of consulate thought it demoralized their German way of life. Wait, what? Oh, yeah. Yeah, fuck that guy. They brought another director in. The movie he's talking about, The Way Back. They brought a second director in to shoot some campy scenes and put it in that movie to turn it into a comedy. And that pissed James Whale off that they did that. And by the way, I'm going to watch this with Anima because Martin, all of us want to do it. A movie called Gods and Monsters, which actually shows you some of the scenes where he's making, like the Bride of Frankenstein. So you have an actor that looks a lot like Boris and Elsa Lanchester. It's really good. And of course, that stars Ian McKellen as James Whale. And it's a very good film, talking about his last days all the way up to his suicide, where they found him in the swimming pool. The only thing that's fictional in it really is the character played by, what's his name from The Mummy? Brendan Fraser. And he is a fictional character created for us to learn about James Whale by.
That's a great idea, D-Bud. Get Stan on that show.
What's that? Oh, only do
when we do Gods and Monsters.
Oh, I absolutely plan to invite him. In fact, I will. While we're doing this, I will send him an invitation. Let me get.
I think we also should do maybe a Saturday show where we just have him on to talk.
Yeah, the single
not
issue.
Not a specific movie, but just the things he's done.
The single issue I see that's going for the most on here is one for Evil Dead 2 on the cover for $219. It's crazy. There's a lot of them between 50 and $100 though. A lot of them. And apparently they're putting out a hardcover edition now too, because there's one here, Fangoria magazine, October of 2018 for $50 with the Halloween and Puppet Master Eli Roth on it.
Yeah.
I saw one from last year too. Looks like you can get them in hard copy too. Fangoria Twin Peaks cover for $125. Yeah. Yeah, that was a cool magazine back then. The one I remember the most was the one for The Howling, because they had a picture of one of the werewolves on the cover. And you know, those werewolves look a little bit different than most of the werewolves in most other movies. You know what I mean? With the long ears and everything. Yeah.
Holy crap, I just downloaded the Blade Runner souvenir magazine.
Go, man.
I got sent by the gentleman that published that. It was through him that I got permission, because he was in charge of the official fan club, but it died because the magazine just didn't sell. Nobody really joined it. I think myself and a couple of my friends joined, and that was it. I don't know if anybody else in the world joined that club. And so in the 90s, I revived it with our website, Blade Zone. And I pretty much got his blessing to do that. And so I really want to tell Gary they need to add the full PDF copy to the website, because now that we can legally do it, we should be doing it. I mean, that's just what I think.
I hear you, man.
I
got to get ready for my show, so I'm about to duck out of here, guys. Take care of yourselves.
And I love that, by the way. You too, Joe. We'll see you later, buddy.
Bye, Joe.
Bye, Joe.
I'm going to get out of here, too. A year later, Brendan would play in The Mummy, a mummy that I didn't like, by the way, because it wasn't The Mummy. It was Indiana Jones. But then it grew on me like mold. It just grows on you.
Ew.
Let's see. I love the line where the guy who plays, I don't know how to pronounce that name, Thesiger, they not only did her hair, but dressed her. What a couple of queens we are. Oh, that's funny. Oh, hi, Vinkman's girl. Thank you, D-Bud. Good seeing you, man. Yeah, Joe's got his preparation to do for the his show that's going to be coming on here in about 24 minutes. So let me get to everybody. I'll get to the names. Gambit the First, Snorty, Sally Forth. I forgot, how do we send our audience to him?
We cannot, because he's not live yet. You can only do that when the stream is already going.
Dang.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Snorty, Sally Forth. Did we do the video? We do the Snorty? Yes, we did. Yes, we did. I remember.
Of course we did.
Slasher Fred. I'm still trying to find a video for Penny of Dr. Smith saying, "Pity my precious." Slasher Fred, FK, well, Tim, Awesome One, D. Bud Martin, Real Popcorn Geek. And again, I want to point out, man, I went 3 years back and saw one of his comments on our video about Dune when we had Nerd Cookies on. Gosh, she's such a sweetheart. She really is. She's just so quiet, polite. And she's gotten a lot of shit over her voice. And I said, you sound just fine. Fuck those people. Anyway, Real Popcorn Geek, Read by Nature, Classic Comics, E. Clay Thomason, Mephisto, and Vinkman's Girl. And Knock, is that what you're saying? Knock, N-O-C?
Yes. Knock.
I didn't see any comments. What was that?
He's just arriving just when we're leaving.
Up there he is. Hi, Knock. I think that's somebody else. I think that's the guy on Joe's shows.
Yes, and our shows with John, the Gaming John.
The Gaming John? Yeah, that's right. He was on the other night. I don't know him very well. Seems like a really nice guy.
He is. Very funny, too.
I've just never really had a chance to get to know him.
I always read it as not, because that's how you spell night in Croatian. Just with an accent on the C, but...
So we're going to get out of here, guys. That was it. Thank everybody for coming here. We appreciate it. This is a great classic fucking monster movie. It really is. And I love that they really did their best to stay true to the book. The minor changes they made were approved by H.G. Wells himself. So that's a good sign.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't know if I played this video yet, but now's a good time to do it. This is one of the, I did play it. Inside Joke by Cary Grant talking to this girl whose job is to bump into Hildy's fiance at the train station and to pickpocket him and delay him from getting on the train. And so, and that character is played by Ralph Bellamy, who's also in The Wolfman. And I fucking love that actor. I really do. Great actor.
Taxi in front of the criminal courts building. His name is Bruce Baldwin.
What does he look like?
He looks like that fellow in the movies, Ralph Bellamy.
Oh, him?
Can you handle it?
I've never flopped on you yet, have I?
Yeah, Anima couldn't figure out what she said. I've never flopped on you yet. And but it's like he says the name of the actor that plays the fiance, Ralph Bellamy, in the movie. You don't get more meta than that with Cary Grant. Cary Grant was always making meta jokes. If they let him improvise, he would say the funniest shit. And in that movie, another one he does when they said, you can't just make a man disappear. He goes, oh, yeah? Well, ask Archie Leach that. And Archie Leach, of course, is Cary Grant's real name, and he made him disappear by becoming Cary Grant. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Bye, guys. I hope you all have a good week. We're only halfway through it. It's hump day. And we're going to get the hell out of here. We appreciate everybody showing up. And Gambit, thanks a lot for also throwing so much trivia in there. That's great stuff. We're going to go, and bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
Matt Damon.